top 5 coming at you guys here. This time it's going to be my top 5 favorite value picks of the NFL draft. And what that means is none of these players were drafted in the first round. If you guys want to check out my top 5 favorite first round draft picks, I've already done that video. It should already be out. You can check that out on my channel. And so go check that out. But so these are going to be the first round picks that I just thought were great value. And anybody who saw my predictions mock draft, I had this guy going much higher than where he went. Kingsley Suamataia. I'm completely blanking on where he went to school. BYU. I don't know why I just forgot that for a second. But he was a fantastic left tackle in college football. I understand he's a bit inconsistent. I understand that he's not as technically sound. But he is just a big mauler of a left tackle. And I actually had him going to, I think it was the Chiefs or the 49ers in the first round. I mean, I had him going in the late first round. I had a late first round grade on him. And so for the Kansas City Chiefs, who were really desperately in need of a left tackle, and with the giant run of offensive tackles that went in the first round, to get him in the late second round, I thought was just absolutely amazing that he was still on the board at this point, and that the Chiefs obviously had the foresight to take him. Congratulations to the Chiefs, and congratulations to Kingsley Suamataia, because guess what? You just went to the Super Bowl champions, and you get to now protect the blind side, or at the very least, you know, the other side, but not blind side, I guess, of Patrick Mahomes, who is the best quarterback in the NFL. They're a dynasty, and now you get a chance to be a part of that because the Chiefs absolutely stole this guy. Again, I thought he was going to be a first-round pick, but the Chiefs got him in the second round, and so, again, couldn't be happier for the Chiefs and couldn't be happier for the guy. And now for a slightly more universally recognized steal here in the draft, and I apologize, I should have said this at the top. I couldn't find the graphic for some of these guys when they got drafted. I don't know why some of them didn't have one, at least when I was looking, but, you know, I just couldn't find one for Peyton Wilson. There's going to be a couple more in this video and some later videos that don't have one either. But Peyton Wilson, I don't remember exactly what pick he went. I think it was like 83 or 84 or something like that. Somewhere in the third round. I can't remember the exact pick, but the fact that you got a guy who I had an early second round grade on, I think most people had an early second round to mid second round grade on in the third round for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think that's an absolute steal. Peyton Wilson was an absolute animal in college. He could do absolutely everything. Luke Kuechly has come out and said that Peyton Wilson is one of the best linebackers at his age that he had ever seen, and this was a couple of years ago, I believe. So the fact that you're getting this guy in the third round, I think is great. Obviously, we know the injury concerns is why he fell. We know that, you know, he hasn't been able to stay healthy quite a bit, but man, when he is out there, there is nothing on this field that he cannot do. He's absolute freak athlete. He can cover anybody from any size at just about any speed, except for maybe, you know, your Xavier Worthy types and stuff like that that are just ridiculously fast. This is a guy that can just do just about everything. He can rush the passer, he can stop the run, he can drop into coverage, he can play outside, he can play inside, he can cover tight ends, running backs, wide receivers, whatever you want, this guy can do. Steal. Absolute steal in the third round. There's a reason why everybody around the world was applauding the Pittsburgh Steelers, not only for this pick, but for their entire draft, and because Peyton Wilson is one of the biggest steals of the entire draft. A lot of mixed feelings on the Arizona Cardinal front for their draft. Some people really loved their draft. Some people really didn't love their draft. But I don't think there's any way that you could dispute the value that they got for Christian Jones in the 5th round. 162nd overall, when I had, at the very least, an early to mid 3rd round grade on the guy. I was really hoping that the Patriots would draft him to be their new left tackle, but unfortunately they did not. And so he ends up somehow with a crazy tackle draft, falling all the way to the 5th round. And the Cardinals take this guy who I think truly, if he is put in the right spot, in the right system, and given the right amount of playing time and the right amount of coaching, he could be a Pro Bowler as a rookie, as a 5th round draft pick. That is how much I believe in Christian Jones. In college, he barely let anybody even close to the quarterback. He was an absolute animal, and I loved this pick for the Cardinals. I was very disappointed that the Patriots didn't draft him, and I cannot believe that every team in the NFL other than the Cardinals passed on him at least 5 times, I guess, of course, unless you only had 2 draft picks by then or 3 draft picks by then, like the Bears. But regardless, love this draft pick for the Cardinals, and I think that, again, he's got the potential to genuinely be a Pro Bowler as a rookie. You've heard it here first. He might be. Now, he might not be. Obviously, it's very unlikely with the crowded field at left tackle. But watch. He could be really, really good right away. And they got him in the 5th round. Absolute steal. Just narrowly missing out on my number 1 spot, Cooper DeJean, dropping to pick 40 and going to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the reason why this is not my number 1 is because the Eagles did have to trade up for him. They did not sit and wait like they did with Kenyon Mitchell. If they had sat and waited and also got Cooper DeJean, oh man, my head would have exploded. But they got him regardless. And for my money, if Cooper DeJean was not injured going into the draft and combine and everything like that, I think he would have been the number 1 DB off the board, just due to his athleticism and versatility. He could play inside, he could play outside, he could play safety, he could play slot, he could play boundary, he could do whatever you want. He could stop the run. There's nothing as a defensive back that Cooper DeJean is not capable of doing. And the Eagles, not only did they sit on their hands and wait and got Kenyon Mitchell, who was the other guy that I would have said was probably the number 1 guy in the draft if it wasn't Cooper DeJean, but then you sit and you wait and then you pick your spot. You give up very little value, although you did still give some stuff up, to get Cooper DeJean. So for my money, the Eagles got the 2 best defensive backs in the draft and didn't have to give up barely any capital to get them. There's a reason why teams like the Eagles are good every year and teams like the Falcons are bad to mediocre just about every single year. It's because the Eagles make decisions like this and the Falcons make decisions like what I've talked about in previous videos and like what I'm going to talk about in other videos as well. But man, Cooper DeJean, steal for the Eagles. I think that secondary, they needed 2 or more guys to really solidify that. And you got the 2 best guys in the draft. You barely had to do anything to get them. Wild that the Eagles were able to pull that off. But it's not my number 1 because there's a guy that I am in love with in this draft that I'm so angry the Patriots didn't take because they had chances to take him over and over and over and over and over again, and they didn't do it. So let's see who it is. That's right. It's the hometown boy from Boston College, guard Christian Mahogany. Again, I don't have the graphic in front of me, and so I don't remember exactly what pick he went. But I do think that it was somewhere in the late 100s to early 200 range. You're talking about a 5th round or 6th round pick on this guy. I know that this is going to sound nuts. I know that this is probably not accurate compared to what most other scouts would have had. I had a late 2nd round grade on Christian Mahogany. That is how much I believe in this guy. I think that if he had better surroundings and he went to a bigger school, he may have been a 1st round pick. He could have worked his way into being a 1st round pick. And I think at a certain point, there were talks that he could have been a 1st round pick a couple of years ago, but obviously that's not how it panned out. I love Christian Mahogany. He's from the Boston area. He went to Boston College. You needed a guard. You took one in the 4th round. How in the world you did not take Christian Mahogany in the 4th, 5th, or 6th round with your picks? I do think that he was available at the time in the 6th round. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he had just gone barely before our next pick in the 6th. But whatever it was, I still couldn't believe that he was available in the 4th round. I'd have taken him in the 4th round. I would have taken him in the 4th round, and with either one of our picks, hell, I might have even taken him in the 2nd round. I know that's delusional, but that's what I would have done. Christian Mahogany getting drafted, way, way late in the draft, I think is an absolute steal. And quite frankly, I don't even care about anything else. This guy's going to be an all-pro. This guy's going to be an all-pro regardless of the scheme or anything that he's going to have to deal with. This guy's going to be an all-pro. I'd be shocked if he didn't make the team right out of camp. I'd be shocked if he didn't start, and I'd be shocked if he did not become an all-pro someday. That's how much I believe in Christian Mahogany. I know, that's a bit crazy, but at the same time, I love this guy. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys thought about all these picks here, throughout the draft. Is there somebody that I missed that was better value in your guys' opinion? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.